'n week gelede laat weet oudpresident Jacob Zuma se prokureurs nee dankie, hulle verteenwoordig nie meer die ou baas nie. En op 17 Mei moet einste ou baas voor die hof verskyn in sy voortsleepende korrupsiesaak. Wat nou? Richard Spoor, die bekende menseregteprokureur, bied aan om vir Zuma te verteenwoordig. Ek gesels nou met hom. Richard, welcome. Has Zuma indicated whether he will take up your very kind offer of representing him for free?
No, he hasn't. I've had contact from his office inquiring as to whether the offer is bona fide or not. But to date, there's no indication that he'll accept, but hopefully he'll make a plan and find somebody to represent him.
Why did you offer to represent him?
I think, firstly, everybody deserves a competent legal defense. This is a matter of some national interest, and I think it wouldn't be proper if this matter went ahead without a proper defense for the former president. It would leave the matter unresolved and unsettled and would taint the entire process with a veneer of impropriety. The second thing is I have some appreciation for circumstances where people don't qualify for legal aid, and when their lawyers are not prepared to represent them because the money isn't adequate. I think that sets a pretty bad example for lawyers generally. I think it's poor form. And my firm are in a position to provide a capable legal defense, and thought it appropriate in those circumstances to make one available to the former president.
Because he is in a difficult spot, isn't he? He's too rich to qualify perhaps for legal aid, but too poor to foot these huge legal bills that he's run up over the years. And he's liable for anything between 16 and 25 million rands for legal costs already incurred. Is that your understanding of this situation?
Yeah, that's my understanding too. And I think there are orders to recover these monies from him. I have no personal insights into his personal financial affairs, but I can well appreciate that he simply can't pay these exorbitant costs that lawyers are prone to charge high-profile people like him.
Richard, if he were to be tried without legal representation, would that not help him to achieve his political goal of framing himself as a victim and a martyr?
Well, it would be a very effective means to frame yourself as a victim and as a martyr, because you almost certainly would be. The charges are complex and difficult, involving, as they do, the Prevention of Organised Crime Act, fraud, tax evasion. They're serious charges, and a layperson really can't ably defend himself on those kinds of charges. So he's up against a very serious legal team in the form of Billy Downer, SC, and I believe Wim Trenggrove is on board as a prosecutor. It would be one-way traffic, and I don't believe that's in anybody's interest. I think the court would frown upon it, and I think the court would do what it could to ensure that he got some legal representation.
Do you believe, Richard, that the former president has a winnable case?
Well, the record of the National Prosecuting Authority on these kinds of crimes, racketeering and corruption and so on, is pretty poor. There's not a hell of a lot of precedent in our law. And although Schabir Shaik was convicted, but it's very clear what he did. He engaged directly with the companies. He took the money. His conviction is sound. I think it'll be something else to prove the link between Schabir Shaik and the former president and the Tylers, the company, and Thompson's. I think that it's not nearly as open and shut as people imagine. They go back a very long time, and they have to prove some kind of criminal intent on his part. And I think it's certainly not an open and shut case.
Richard Spoor, thank you so much. Bly ingeskakel, net hierna gesels ek met die Vereniging vir Staatsamptenare oor hulle eise vir verhogings.